Hey, thanks for stopping by. Welcome to the Guitar Effect. My name's Rob. You may be wondering this evening why our set is all dark and moody, why the intro track was all dark and moody. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're reviewing a very dark pedal, the TC Electronic Dark Matter Distortion. Actually, to be honest, in this case, I think quite a lot is in the name. And I'm sorry to Electronic, I'm a massive fanboy, but Dark Matter is the wrong name for this pedal. The reason I say that is because, and I will preempt this by saying this is strictly my opinion, this is not going to be the opinion of everyone else out there. I am not a metal player, and therefore I don't have a sensibility around what is or isn't metal, but to me, the name Dark Matter suggests it's like a heavy rock, very heavy rock or metal pedal, and it's not at all. It's just a straight ahead distortion pedal, and in my opinion, at €46 brand new from Thomann, or used as little as €25, which is how much I paid for my one, it's a damn good distortion pedal. So before I get into just even finishing out this intro to the pedal, I just want to talk to you a little bit about what my impression of the differences between overdrive and distortion are. To me, the fundamental difference is an overdrive pedal is there to shape the sound you have, to boost the amount of gain that sound has, and maybe colour it with a particular frequency range. For example, it might add mids, or it might add treble if it's a treble booster or something like that. The likes of a Tube Screamer or a Klon would be the typical examples of this. And generally, I find they're used in conjunction with whatever your amp is doing at that time to augment that sound. Whereas a distortion pedal, in my opinion, is used to serve as a substitute for what is in effect a dirty channel on an amp, or a broken up tube amp that's permanently distorted. It is to replace a cranked amp sound, and generally if you're using it to switch between a clean sound of some sort and a distorted sound, and in my opinion it replaces a dirty channel on a multi-channel amp. That's how I've always used any distortion pedal, with varying degrees of success depending on the pedal in question. Now, with the Dark Matter, I think this is particularly good at this, and it's principally because of its really responsive and great EQ here, but it also has this bass booster cut switch, which you can really tune to work well with the type of sound you're trying to get, or depending on the guitar amp combo you're using. But the other reason I love this pedal is like really standard stuff, right? So it has a battery compartment. So should you ever need to use a battery, you can do so. That battery compartment is accessed really easy by just using a screwdriver or a coin or anything to remove the entire back of the pedal. The other things I love about it are it's really, really, really rugged. It's in that tone print enclosure, which they've had out for well over 10 years now, and it's very familiar. Like, it has space in the back to have a lot of, in this case, pedal board tape to fix it to anything you need. 9-volt power jack on the top. And it's just really robust. There's a really good positive feeling switch on it, and also it just is naturally a great sounding pedal. It works well with any amp, particularly actually. So how I use this predominantly myself at the moment is I use it for my function band, and if I'm using an amp where I don't use a dirty channel, because normally the amps I use have a dirty channel, for some reason I'm using an amp that doesn't have a dirty channel. This substitutes the dirty channel on my amp really well. It doesn't get the same sound, but it gets a sound that serves the same purpose, and that's why I love it. And I think you could spend endless amounts of money on like a Charlie Brown or a Andy Timmons signature JHS or any sort of, naturally assumed fit for purpose distortion pedal. It can get pretty gainy and it's pretty good at doing that, but it's not a metal pedal. And I think it sounds kind of Marshallish. At least that's what my understanding of a good standard distortion pedal is. Like, maybe like a gained down Rat would be another way of looking at this, but it's very different to a Rat because it has onboard EQ. So I love this pedal, but I love TC Electronic, and I will reiterate that. I think it's named very poorly, TC Electronic. Just want to say that to you again. And they can be gotten for peanuts anywhere, and I can't recommend it highly enough. So let's get to it. So how I'm going to start this off is to demonstrate what I'm talking about with the distortion pedal as a tool to replace the dirty channel on an amp, right? So I'm going to play like this really simple punk rocky riff, and then I'm going to switch to the dirty channel on the amp, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing but use the Dark Matter instead. Okay, so here is just a clean channel on my amp. Okay, I'm playing on the neck pickup on this guitar, which is a P90, so it's a single coil kind of sound, and this is the riff I'm kind of thinking of. Okay, so here it is, dirty channel on my amp, gain just past noon, okay? So that's what the dirty channel on my amp sounds like. So switching it back to clean, again, here is the clean tone. And now using the Dark Matter instead of the dirty channel on the amp. So as you can see, the two tones are not identical, but in terms of their ability to deliver the same dynamic change in a way that feels the same in the context of the song, I mean, I'd probably rather have the dirty channel on my amp because I'm used to it, but in a bind, that distortion pedal, I could play a whole gig with that no problem, plus the tweakable EQ makes that a lot more easy to do. I had the voice switch, which adds the bass boost in the bass boost off position there, okay? So as you can see, in my opinion, it fulfills that job pretty well. So I'm just going to run through a few more straight ahead dirty tones now. Using on the back pickup of the guitar, so the humbucker, playing some kind of classy rock stuff. Works great, just absolutely great. So to show you a bit more of the kind of range of the pedal, I'm not used to 2 volumes and tones for turning stuff down. Here is a low gain sound, so I'm going to wind this right back, wind the level a bit more up, leave the bass up, and leave the treble where it is. So with the bass boost off, the pedal off, here is the clean sound. So that riff. Just wanted a little bit of breakup on that. is a lovely breakup tone. Might seem a little bit light in the bottom end, but I play in a band context a lot of the time, so a lot of the time my sounds don't have a huge amount of bottom end in them because we have a bass player, so I don't want to compete with the bass player. And I can wind the volume knob on the guitar down and clean it up even more. I'll wind it back in. So, that's the low gain sound. At the other end of the spectrum, I'm going to wind the gain up full. It gets really noisy. Probably back the bass off a little bit. And go high gain. As I mentioned before, I'm not a metal player. I've never played metal, never been in a metal band or played any metal stuff, so I'm not even going to attempt. Although I will try one thing actually. From my youth. I do think the bass holds together quite well there. It's not too flubby or anything. And then I suppose the other thing would be this guitar. This pedal is incredibly noisy. The other thing might be the lead sound. Very, very noisy. I'm just going to back that gain back a little bit to try and manage that noise somewhat. Back pickup, lead tone. Or you could potentially wind the gain back a bit, wind the level up a little bit, give the bass a little bit of a bump, leave the treble in the mid, and you could kind of get maybe a kind of a blues tone. So I mean, it's not a tube screamer, it's not designed for that kind of a tone, but I think it does it reasonably well. And again, I will say that this pedal is €45 new, it's built like a tank, and second hand you can pick them up for as little €25. So I'm assuming that's going to equate to 30 to 35 maybe dollars second hand in the States, or maybe $50 new in the States, which really is ridiculous. I think it's a great pedal. I'll just go through the voice switch with you now. So if I go onto the back pickup and give it a moderate gain sound, so something here, maybe bring the gain back a little bit and bring the bass back into the center. Turn my volume up. I can then hit that switch down and it'll bump the bottom end. So that's with the bass boost on, bass boost off. Bass boost off. If you're looking for either a pedal to base your entire dirty sound around, because you could stack pedals with it, or you were looking for something to use as a backup if you're using a house amp instead of the dirty channel on your amp, I would really recommend this. I think it goes under the radar, like I said, possibly because of its naming being somewhat suggestive of metal. It's not a metal pedal at all. It's basically a Marshall in a box. Loosely, I suppose you could say that. It's a distortion pedal with a pretty decent EQ in it. So yeah, check it out. It's a great pedal and I'd highly recommend it. And thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'm always eager to know what people think because I'm new to this and I'm open to any feedback people have, be it good or bad. Preferably good. And thanks for tuning in. My name's Rob and you've been watching The Guitar Effect, and I will talk to you soon. Cheers. Bye.